Hey folks, yeah, I got home and I slept like a log. It's about 1 o'clock at night, in the morning, sorry. And this video is for, I'm in the bedroom that has no light, that my cousin lets me stay in. This is not a permanent thing here. This is very, very temporary. Hopefully I can find somewhere to stay. But I want to show you some things that I found that help with some of the morgellons and for target individuals, for some of that smart dust that they infect us with. As I told you in the past, I made a video about how God has given us natural things to take care of ourselves. He always had everything on this planet we need to thrive, be healthy, and happy. The satanic system has systematically destroyed our soil, our air, our food, and our water for them to take over and destroy everything God loves. So, but God says things are coming back. The things, our food and stuff will come back and be natural again. So He gives us the resources, and as you look, a lot of new information is coming up on YouTube and the other social sites. So, we can learn and do things for ourselves. Now, I have a video on Gary Larrabee about how when I was coming up, my grandma used to give us turpentine on sugar cubes to fight the parasites, the worms, and everything. Well, now they said that turpentine is poisonous, you can't take it. Well, that's what the pharmaceuticals and government would say, since they don't want you to use natural products and depend on them drugs that they give us that is killing us. Like garlic is a natural antibiotic, and it's more healthier than taking antibiotics from a doctor. But some of the things I found that helps is in the research I've done, and some of the things I've stumbled on my own, like the avocado I saw on one of the video, and it's good if you mash the avocado and rub it on the skin. It will pull out some of that morgellons. Carrots, if you grind carrots and use the juice from the carrot or the pulp and rub it on you, for some of them aches and pains that you have, some of that torture stuff that they do to you, it will relieve it instantly. Now, you might have to continue to use it every time you feel it again, because these gang stalkers, our harassers who's using these energy weapons against us, will continually bombard us with everything they can to make us suffer. And as I said in another video, to target individuals, they won't let you know when you're on the right track. They won't try to, but usually they do, because when you're on the right track, they do bombard you even harder and make you think it's not working. But the products are working. The things you use are working. So, if you use, and they change what we use all the time. So, as I made on another video, we have to be careful with the products that we buy, because they contaminate those, and they change the composition of the products, so they're either weak or they don't work as well as they should. In my situation, when I was living in my apartment, they were coming in at night or while I was gone and reinfecting everything in my house. My towels, the toilet paper you buy, your makeup, and other things were contaminated. The food you eat, they place things into food, and I'm having that problem here. So I know a lot of people that's You think it's not involved, especially family members are, but they're constantly. The only way they can keep you infected is to enlist the help of people around you. They can't do it without somebody that can give them access to you. So, when you think your family's not helping you or your friends are being distant and not trying to understand, of course they're not, because they're in on it, as I said before. You'll be surprised, like the creator who has the Mystery of Equity channel. Well, her family tried to have her committed to, just like my family did, and she think they just don't understand. That's not the issue. It's not that they don't understand. They're working with the opposition to have you removed. So I tell you over and over again, you really can't trust anyone. You have to only trust God. He is the only one you can lean on. Because, as I said, they need to list friends, family, and neighbors in order for them to do what they do. There are so many people involved in the system that it's remarkable to me. But, hey, everybody has a choice. Whether they want to do this or not, and those who chose to go down the wrong path will suffer for it in the end. They will be surprised how us targeted individuals will come out holding the reins of running this government, running this environment. So, you target individuals. The reason you were chosen because you're special and you're strong and you're everything that God would have in one of his soldiers. So they will constantly battle you. But that's all good. Because like I say, payday is coming for everybody. You're going to get what you earn. If you earn nothing and you did bad work, you'll have disastrous results. But if you worked hard and tried to do the right thing, you'll stand to get great treasures from God. You say he'll pour you out a blessing that you won't be able to receive. But as I said, another good thing for pulling the morgellons out of your skin is I found that some onion powders. I was doing my own little separate research, trying to find things that would help. And if you put some onion powder and put a little liquid water in it, it helps to relieve, pull that morgellons out the skin. And the thing is, you can see it. Once you rub it on the skin and you let it sit there for a while, you'll see some black spots in it. And it might feel like grit or something. But that is the morgellons coming out. The the onion powder. Now it has to be real onion powder, because some of them onion powders you buy at the store, some seasonings, are not actually onions or not actually what they say they are. But table salt is good for relief, like salt and water. Baking soda is good for it, especially when you're detoxing, like when you're taking the vinegar, apple cider vinegar with the mother and the honey. When you start detoxing, these things, these satanic people will block you from having a bowel movement, because once that stuff is in the system, the parasites and the eggs will clog in the system and regrow and reinfect you again. So they don't want you to have a bowel movement to release that stuff. So you have to do different things. A lot of people do the enemas. I have a problem with that. So what I do, I try to take stuff that flush my system, natural stuff like the baking soda, and lately I just found out about the dates and the plums mixture together. But you can't use this all the time. You have to keep changing up, because our gang stalkers and these people have put a lot of thought into keeping you infected. So what they'll do is they'll switch their chemical compounds they use against you. They switch formulas all the time, because they know that will come up with things to use, and in order to keep us infected, they'll switch formulas. They do this mutant thing. Just I guess they're scientists or mad scientists or whatever have to keep on inventing and adopting different bacterial or smart dust in order to reinfect you. So you have to continually to play their game and switch up all the time. So if you use the baking soda like 2 weeks, be off 2 weeks. If you use the salt water, you have to be off the salt water. If you use the apple cider vinegar and honey, you have to just use it. If you use it clove, because I buy fresh cloves and grind them, or I make clove tea and I use that. If you use the dandelion, I get the dandelion root out of your yard. If you can find these, what I government call weeds, because they're trying to make them die off. But my grandma again used to take me and we used to get the dandelion leaves and make dandelion greens. But I found that the root is good for detoxing, so you have to switch up things all the time. But they work. And as I said, you need to have bowel movements, which they'll go in your system, because you know they can control our system sometimes, make us go to the bathroom or whatever. So you have to control your system to make sure you can flush that stuff out your system all the time to have good bowel movement. Because I'm having a problem with it now, because I have been taking the baking soda, and even though I take a lot of water to try to flush it out, they have stopped me. So I have to find another way to flush that stuff out my system. So it's a constant battle all the time. It's not a permanent cure. Nothing is permanent. As long as they keep reinfecting us, we'll have to keep detoxing and keep removing that stuff from our system. One thing I found out that is good for some of the video I made, I said about using the mylar to wrap your head in to stop some of that energy bombardment. But other things I found naturally that works are God's natural fabrics, the cotton and fabrics that are naturally made blocks some of that energy, but it blocks it real well too. And I discovered that recently because I was reading my Bible, and God gives me a lot of messages in my Bible, and He was saying that the 144,000 will be coming back, and they will be wearing fine linen. Now, I had seen that before. Now, Pearline, my name means fine linen. And there was so many different references to fine linen. Now, this happened to me while they had me locked away at that mental hospital in Ingalls. So I'm now laying in my bed, and I kept wondering why these references to fine linen came up. So I looked down at my sheet, and it was because it had mentioned to be pure white fine linen, and the sheet was pure white. And I took my bed loose. And, you know, it was cotton, 55% cotton. And linen is made from cotton. And what happened was that I realized the hospitals pay good money for their sheets. So they're not cheap, because they need them to be soft, they need them to be comfortable, and they need them to last. So I was in my bed and later on that night, and I realized that my targeters who were coming in checking on me and who were standing outside my door using energy weapons, they had came in to see what was going on. It was something awry with them. And I seen her come to my bed, and she didn't know what stopped. But when she came to my bed, she patted my blanket. So I knew then that for some reason they weren't getting the signals that they wanted to. So I looked at my covers, and they were 85% cotton. So my whole bed was like fine linen. And I piled it up. I piled it up around me, made it thick. I doubled them up, and the energy stopped. It stopped. It cut down a lot on that energy. So I looked at my towels, and they were cotton. The towel was like 85% cotton, and I found that the the higher percentage of cotton, the linen, and the materials you use, the more it blocked out the energy. So that was a discovery, and it works. Now, so I found this. Now, this is Indian poncho. And it doesn't have a label on it, but you put your head through there. This is an Indian poncho. It doesn't have a label, but it's, whoever made it, it's made out of some natural product. And when I'm having that energy stuff in my back and all over my body, I put this on and it blocks it. So whatever it's made of, it's natural. It seems to be some kind of natural material, and I don't know what that shininess is. But certain things block. Certain clothing items and materials block the energy. So I know for a fact the cotton does it. So I have seen some cotton towels around here that I use, and this is a shame to say, but these sick things touch me in my private parts sometimes, and it's really uncomfortable. So I'll take 100% washcloth and put it down there and just stop. Now this is not a permanent solution, but the thing is, once you use it, put it on your body and it stops. They'll get through again. You'll feel the energy again. But all you have to do is adjust whatever you have. Like if I have a towel that's doubled on my back or this on, all I have to do is move it around to another position and that energy will stop. So what I think they have some kind of energy force that they're using, the way the rays are coming in or the signals are coming in, that they have to be concentrated and directed on a certain item. But once you change position of that item, they have to readjust it. So do some things yourself. Try to find materials. Maybe if you go to a store or something around your house and see, just use it and see, get in different positions and see how much energy it can block from your body. Like I said, I think it will be most of the natural. I don't like wool because it's too scratchy, but so I haven't tried that. But the natural materials that's made in our clothes, they seem to, like our natural vitamins and minerals and food, the naturals seem to be the one that can give these things the most trouble. Oh, let me show you something. This is what I made since I'm detoxing myself to have a bowel movement. This is what I made, and I bought at Pete's. They had a honeycomb. I bought a honeycomb, and I'm just using this container. Now this, I know it doesn't look all that hot, but this is dates that I have boiled down. You know, dates have a lot of sugar, and this sugar is supposed to be good for making you have a bowel movement, and the fiber in the dates. So I mixed the dates and let them boil. Put some apple cider vinegar in them. Let them boil. Not much, because you know, the more heat you use, it destroys the chemical properties, the natural properties of your foods, even the vinegar. So I put a little vinegar in the dates. Now, another thing about our fruits and vegetables that we buy at the store, we all know, especially us who suffer from getting reinfected from them morgellons, we know with them GMOs and that chemtrails that our food is genetically modified. So this GMO food is not that good for us. It really reinfects us. So I try to not to eat anything that comes straight from the store. No fruits, no vegetables. I have to process it some kind of way so I can get the benefits of it, because it still has a lot of the natural properties. But I want to kill the GMOs, the unnatural things in them that keep reinfecting us. So we have to process them. And the only thing, the way to do that is either through heat or cold. They have to be frozen or they have to be cooked to a point where it kills these, whatever these GMO things is. But I boiled the dates. I put a little vinegar in them. And pepper, the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is good for, it keeps your blood flowing. It thins the blood. That spice gives it that, speeds up your metabolic system. And it keeps your blood flowing. So I add a little red pepper and let them boil. And then once I chopped up some garlic, some fresh garlic and ginger. And you don't want that to be cooked either. You want it to keep the natural properties. Now, our satanic system, and I have to say this again, they know every move we make. They know when we're going to buy products. They know what things we're taking to help us. So they try to infect those too. So at one point they were making ginger really too expensive for me to buy. Ginger and garlic. Like they were charging like $5 for a pound of ginger. So I know they didn't want me to purchase that. I go into these stores and the prices have been jacked up. So when they start making the prices so cheap, like 99 cents a pound, and I looked at the ginger, I knew there was something wrong. It was darker in color. Maybe I get a chance to make a video and show you how some of the foods you can tell that are not naturally healthy. You do have to process them, of course. At first, the ginger was, you can tell it was fresh. It was clean. It was clear, almost ivory white color. But when they started infecting it, it had a little darker, grayer color, a little like it wasn't fresh. But they had infected it, so you can't eat that. It probably still help, but you're still infecting yourself. So you have to process these fruits and vegetables that you're getting from the stores, because they are into everything. They have their hands into everything. They have chemically and modified just about everything. So what I did was, this is an amazing story in itself, because like I tell you, they have to be near you or around you. You have to have access to you in order to infect you. And it just so happens that I was looking up a way to get a bowel movement to since the baking soda and stuff wasn't working anymore, since they had blocked my system. So I had did some research on YouTube, and it said about the dates and the plums. And guess what? A family member that day brought me a bag of dates. Now, they didn't know me. I was doing any research on the internet. But as I said, they get people in the system, and there's a lot of coincidences that go on around. It's not a coincidence when you want something and they make it very convenient for you to have it. But they didn't think I was going to mess it up like I did. So what I did was, even though I know they wanted me to have these dates, but God said he'll make what they try to do for bad into good for you. So even though I know they wanted me to have them dates, I knew that those dates weren't the healthiest as they should be. So like I said, I boiled them. I put the vinegar in them. I was gonna eat them like I got them. And I put ground up some ginger and some cut up some ginger and some garlic. Now, to get the best out of the ginger and the garlic, like I said, it shouldn't be cooked. It just should be hot enough to make the natural properties seep from these items, these fruit to vegetables. So once the dates had boiled and I mashed them, I added while it was really, really hot, I added the ginger and the garlic and the honey. Because none of these things should be cooked, because as I said, it destroys the properties. And I ate this, and I had a bowel movement the next day. And I've had a bowel movement, I ate some more, and I've had another bowel movement the next day. And it's really, really sweet, but it's good if you like really, really sweet things. but it's also healthy. And I can see the parasites coming out also in my urine. I can see the flakes of stuff that's detoxing from my body in my urine and in my bowel movement. So, as I said, there are a lot of different ways, and you guys just experiment. Look on the internet and do the research. The garlic, lemon is good, limes, anything. Most of the things that's natural that God gave us are good for us and detox them. We just have to process them so we bring them back to life and not absorb that genetically modified stuff that our government and our companies have put in it. Is there anything else I want to mention before? Oh, well, as I said, if you have any questions, you guys, I always leave my telephone number. You can email me or call me, and I'll let you know what I know. And you can ask me any questions because I like doing the research, and I'll check and see what I can find. Like, somebody asked me about Alzheimer's, and we all know that our government told us that we need to cut out the fats in our diets and the salt, and now we know this all good for us. And more people are getting Alzheimer's because we have stopped eating the natural fats, like the butter and the fats in the meats and the fats in wherever. But the fat and the oils keep your brains moisturized and keep them functioning. And they don't want us functioning like that. So that's why they tell us we need a healthy diet with no salt and no fat. But we got to remember, our ancestors used salt and fats all their lives, and they never had a problem. And look at us. They're telling us to be more healthy. We're doing everything they tell us, and we're the sickest generation. Well, I'm healthy. I'm pretty healthy. But we have the fattest, sickest generation that's in history. So again, I'm gonna give you my number, 773-396-7122 at Pearline at 13847 gmail.com. Now, I have a problem. I've been making these videos, and they won't let me put tags on them or monetize them. So I'm not getting paid for these videos. I hope somebody knows how they can tell me how to get around this thing so I can monetize and put tags on my videos so I can make a little money from them. All right, you guys, I love you, and I tell you all the time, stay prayerful. Pray all the time. Be aware, be informed, and be prepared. Love you, and God bless.